Check, check, 1, 2. And you're looking at the levels to make sure the levels are going, not necessarily how much sound is coming out of here. It's cool that we do have some sound that we can push out of there, but it's the levels that we really want. Mm-hmm.
Test one. Test one. Okay. Test one. Test one. Test one. Okay. And I'm going to need to pass it back and forth.
You just control the microphone.
Uh huh. Yeah, I got you. Okay. All right. Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Hmm? Here? Whenever y'all ready, just let me know. Okay. Yeah. Good morning and welcome to the 17th annual John Ayers Merritt Classic Press Conference here at Nissan Stadium. I'm Albert Dawson, the voice of Tennessee State University. And fans, it's hard to believe in just a few weeks, the Tigers will be taken to the gridiron for the 2015 season. And the first game will be the John Ayers Merritt Classic against Alabama State University. And all of the fans, I'm sure, in the Nashville and surrounding area looking forward to that first game. And it will take place on Sunday evening, September the 6th at 6 p.m. at Nissan Stadium. And it's our privilege to have with us as our first guest Mr. Rudy Kalis. He is certainly well known in the Nashville community and in the sports community. Rudy, welcome to Nissan Stadium. Our pleasure to have you this morning.
Oh, you were smart. You said Nissan Stadium. I'm still getting used to it myself, aren't you? For all those years of LP.
Oh, yes.
It's a nice relationship. This is always kind of a neat day. The John Merritt Classic, and be able to bring the teams in here. I look forward to it.
Absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about the man, John Ayers Merritt, and what he meant not only to Tennessee State University, but to NCAA football.
Well, he was so unique. He was in an era that was unique. It was differences, and he could almost get any player that he wanted. I started working here in '74, so I got an opportunity to work with him for a number of years. Fascinating. There would be times even when he wouldn't necessarily be on the field. He'd sit in the car with a towel in his lap and a cigar in his mouth, and he'd holler something out, but they always took care of business. And he knew how to recruit. He could go into a room, in an office somewhere with a young kid and say, "Young man, I want you here at Tennessee State." He'd come.
Absolutely, and so befitting to have this classic named after him, and all of the pageantry and things that will happen during that week leading up to the first ball game is just tremendous, and everybody's looking forward to it. Talk to us about your history with sports here in Nashville, and how you got here, and what you're doing now.
Well, I mean, like I said, I came in '74 and didn't know how long I'd stay, and immediately got involved. I loved all the sports. I loved coming here. I loved to go to games at the Hole, watch and play. John Merritt. I remember one time did an interview with him, and I said, "How do you pick athletes? How do you recruit?" And he said, "I look for high butts and skinny ankles." He said, "Those boys can run." So he always had a great one line with it. So he was fun to be around. He welcomed us. Never was closed door. You could do anything you wanted to. He'd spend time. So Big John was a big part of that, and I enjoyed being around him.
You spoke earlier about the aristocrat of bands, and let's talk a little bit about that group of people.
Well, see, this is not only a game, it's a happening, and I think that we'll talk about that here as well. It's a happening because people come out, they're dressed out, it's that first game. Hopefully the weather cooperates as well. And then when the band goes, I was telling somebody, you watch a Titans game, other than when they, not other than, it's probably the most halftime attended program that the people take a part in. It's the only time during the year when the TSU band, the Aristocrat band, plays that folks don't go to the concession stand as much. They stay and watch.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Rudy, thank you so much for joining us here this morning. My pleasure, and let's hope we'll get a chance to talk again soon.
Well, I hope so too. We've both been here a long time. It's been a pleasure.
Very, very good. Thank you so much. And we're going to take a commercial break, go to our stations, and join us for more press conference activities.
Welcome to Jack's Barbecue. I'm Jack Cawthon. If you're looking for a Nashville tradition, look for the Flying Pig sign over Broadway. Join us on our patio by the backstage door of the Ryman Auditorium. We feature 6 hickory smoked meats and 6 award-winning sauces. Visit our West Trinity Lane location with ample parking and drive-through. So come on down to Jack's Barbecue where the barbecue's smoking.
Hello? Hello? Hey. Hey, can you wake up? I'm trying to get some service here. Are you serious? Oh, so you just gonna get up and walk away?
And welcome back to Nissan Stadium. I have with me this morning Dean James Sexton, the Assistant Band Director for Tennessee State University. When you talk about Tennessee State and football, it's synonymous with the aristocrat of bands. My pleasure, Dean.
My pleasure as well.
All right. Well, talk to us about your history with Tennessee State University, your affiliation with the aristocrat of bands, and what we're in store for this year.
Well, I'm a member. I marched in the band when I was here in school a long time ago, and was fortunate enough to come back and work at the school. And this year, look, we just want to be there for the team, for the fans, and all the friends of Tennessee State, and we're going to bring them what they came to see.
Well, all right. Well, let me tell you a little secret now. We spend a lot of time game prepping and that sort of thing, going over just gobs of material and so forth. But I am really not ready to broadcast until I see the aristocrat of bands coming into the stadium.
Well, we appreciate that. We're glad to know that we add to all the festivities.
The aristocrat of bands, known really throughout the country, throughout the world, they enjoy a wonderful reputation. What's it like for a young person to come in as a freshman? How do you focus on them, and how do you prepare them for the endeavors and what they will go through for the 4 years or maybe more at Tennessee State?
Well, that's just it. We know what we want to see for a final product, so we have to give them everything they need. They have to come in and get prepared for marching and get their music together and get that attitude and that loyalty and that pride for the school and the band. And once they get all of that, you got what you need.
Well, Dean, thank you so much for joining us here this morning, and we're looking forward to an outstanding season, and let's hope we can talk again.
Sure.
Dean James Sexton, the Assistant Band Director at Tennessee State University.
Well, thank you very much.
And we have next Jack from Jack's Barbecue. And Jack, we had a chance to talk just a few minutes ago, and I think we've got some history together, but come on in and tell us about that great barbecue you have.
Right. Well, we've been seeing you come here for years, and we'd like to thank you and what you're doing. And we're so excited about being a part of Tennessee State over the years, about 25 years. And we've been involved in the community and give back any way we can because Nashville's a great city, and Tennessee State plays a great role in that.
We're so proud to have you as a sponsor here for Tennessee State University. Tell us about your locations. I think you've got 3 around the city, and just let me say the barbecue is great.
Well, thank you so much. Oh, well, we got 3 locations, West Trinity Lane. Everybody knows about that location, been there 30 years, and downtown on Lower Broadway. And we just recently celebrating our 2nd year at our Charlotte location at 16th and Charlotte Avenue.
Wonderful. How long have you been affiliated with Tennessee State University?
Well, 25 or 30 years we've been involved, and I've been in a barbecue business for 38 years in Nashville.
Well, Jack, let me thank you for all that you do for Tennessee State University and for the wonderful barbecue that you have. And we want to make sure that you have a long history with our university. Thanks again.
Thank you. When you come by, we'll give you an extra rib.
All right, fans, you heard it. I get an extra rib at Jack's Barbecue. Thank you so much. And we'll pause again for another commercial to recognize our sponsors and join us as we continue the press conference here at Nissan Stadium.
The 17th annual John A. Merritt Classic is on. TSU versus Alabama State. Sunday, September 6th in Nashville. Go to merrittclassic.com. flavors that taste good.
It doesn't matter. Can we do both? I'd like to do just. Come on, now, let me get you in it. We have okay. And welcome back to Nissan Stadium for the 17th annual John Merritt Classic Press Conference. And we've got Mr. Winrow with us. And tell us about your role at Tennessee State University and looking forward to the John Merritt Classic.
Well, thank you, sir. I'm very excited to be here today. This is a great opportunity for us to just really showcase our university and getting ready for to kick off our football season with the John Merritt Classic. My role at the university, I am a coordinator of special projects for the Office of the President and Public Relations, and this is just a very thrilling day for us to be here.
Exciting times at Tennessee State University. We'll talk in just a minute about football, but in just a few weeks, you'll have if my math is correct, you've got the class of 2019 coming to Tennessee State University. A lot of freshmen coming on campus. Good times at Tennessee State, and I'm sure you're looking forward to the new class coming in.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, every year, getting ready for the freshman class, we are very excited about, I think, the entire campus. We get ready for them to receive them because the most important thing, our motto is we enter to learn and we go forth to serve. Some of us have the luxury or the wonderful opportunity to come back to give back. So we are here, and we're looking forward to all of the new freshmen and everyone coming from all over representing to be new Tigers for life.
Well, great. Thank you again for joining the broadcast this morning, and let's look forward to a great year. Football, go Big Blue.
Go Big Blue. That's right.
All right.
Thank you.
And fans, we're going to take another commercial break and recognize our sponsors and join us for more activities here at Nissan Stadium. You're listening to the Big Blue Sports Network.
The 17th annual John A. Merritt Classic is on as the TSU Tigers take on the Alabama State Hornets. Sunday, September 6th in Nashville. The band, tailgating, concerts, parties, and more. It's a weekend you don't want to miss. For more information, log on to merrittclassic.com.
Hiring the Tiger was a great choice. You know, at first we were a little skeptical, weren't really sure how he was going to fit into the environment. But boy, if I had to do it all over again, I would do it again. He's been great for us. I don't have to tell him twice what to do. He steps right in, gets it done. He's always the first to get everything done and comes in and wants more. So we're really excited about the Tiger. Co-workers, they weren't quite sure what was going to work, if he was truly going to embrace the Bama State spirit. But I'll tell you, they're all on board as well.
Okay, sounds good.
You could win an out-of-the-blue party with rock stars like Fall Out Boy. Follow us on Twitter and hashtag #OutOfTheBlue with a picture of Pepsi.
And welcome back to Nissan Stadium. We're just about to get the actual press conference underway. Let me thank, though, our guests that came in, gave us interviews today. And again, we're looking forward to an outstanding season, all starting with the John Ayers Merritt Classic on September the 6th at 6 p.m., featuring Tennessee State University and Alabama State. A strong rivalry that dates back to 1999. It was actually the very first John Merritt Classic for 31,000 people, and the Tigers were able to win that one by a final score of 41-8. So we're going to turn it over to those that will be conducting the press conference, and thank you for joining us here for pre-conference activities. I'm Albert Dawson.
Melvin Hines, the athletics director from Alabama State, and we've got Brian Jenkins, the head coach, first-year head coach, new coach of the Hornets, and Rod Reed at the far end. What I'd like for each of them, for a couple of minutes or so, is we'll go down the line and let you each say a little bit about playing in the Classic, the meaning of it in the city, how good it is for the school and such, and then we'll do a few questions and enjoy ourselves that way. So Teresa, if you don't mind.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Rudy. Welcome, everyone. I'm very, very pleased to see all of you here this morning. It's football time, and it's hard to believe it because it's 97 degrees outside, but it is football time. And every time that we have this press conference, it kind of gets your blood flowing, and it gets you ready for my favorite season of the year, which is the fall season. We're very happy to have Alabama State University coming in this year. The John A. Merritt Classic is one of the kickoff games for Tennessee State University, and I think we have a great opponent coming in this year with Alabama State. We had a marvelous time down at Alabama State last year when we played down there. Great stadium. Just the end score wasn't very pleasing to the Tigers, but you know, the camaraderie, the collegiate atmosphere was there, and we think we can do the same thing up here in Nashville on September the 6th. We're excited to be having, it's a Sunday game, which has always been successful. We've had a couple of these on Sunday. It's a great Labor Day weekend. A lot of activities will be occurring to make it that classic feel. But you know, for me as an AD, the important part of this weekend, of the John Merritt Classic weekend, is going to be the football game, where we see some great student athletes from both institutions, great universities with great leaders, both women presidents, and they're both busy working today, so they couldn't be here. But we know that they're taking care of business, and I'm certainly sure that both presidents will be at the game on September 6th. So I just want to say to everyone, we think we're going to have a great Classic this year. We appreciate your support of this Classic, from media on down to our alumni who are here today, and just friends and supporters. And so we're excited about it.
Good morning. Good morning. From our president, Dr. Gwendolyn Lee Board, and our board of trustees, we'd like to say welcome and thank you for inviting us back to the John A. Merritt Classic. But before we move any further, from Alabama State, we'd like to pour our hearts out to Tennessee State and the Nashville community for a long-time legend in Wallace Dooley. So we just want to let you know that our hearts are with you. You know, as mentioned, this game is the kickoff of the college football season, and for two historic institutions, historically black college institutions, to kick off the football season here in Nashville, a great time and a great event. Two institutions that stand for a lot of history, tradition, and heritage. We look back 15 years ago, it's the last time I believe Alabama State was here. I believe we played in the first John A. Merritt Classic, and I believe that was the largest crowd for the John A. Merritt Classic. So we're hoping to reproduce that magic from that first night when they had the game, with just one difference. I believe we lost. We're going to try to reproduce all of it, except for that part of it. But we're excited to be here. We look forward to a great matchup on Labor Day weekend, great time, the festivities, and we'll do our best to bring our A game so all the fans will have a great time.
Greetings and salutations from the mighty Hornet Nation. I'd like to recognize the athletic director from Tennessee State. It's my first time meeting her, but wonderful woman. I've always heard great things about her. This gentleman to my right, Coach Reed, phenomenal man, professional coaching, exceptional job here at Tennessee State. To his staff, who are men that are very professional, very dedicated to this university, and they've proven it by putting together a superior program. Me being the head coach at Alabama State is a great thing. It's a wonderful thing. It's a thing that I appreciate. I thank God for the opportunity each and every day. Before I continue, I'd like to recognize my coach here, Coach Allen Super, who's my right-hand man, who supports me and helps guide me and keep me in line every day. But this is a wonderful time. Really looking forward to this game. It's an honor to play in this game, the John Merritt Classic. Used to hear about it a lot from a lot of family members when I was a young lad coming up, and to have the opportunity to play in a game that represents such a legend is phenomenal. You know, I've been in this game before, but representing another university, so I'm very comfortable with the atmosphere that we're walking into, and very familiar with Coach Reed and his staff and his superior team that he's going to bring to the football field. Really looking forward to the opportunity of playing such a superior football team, and just really honored to have an opportunity to coach in the same venue with Coach Reed. Thank a lot of them, and you know, Tennessee State is truly blessed to have a man such as Coach Reed. He stands for quality, he stands for dedication, he stands for building men, and I think that's why he should be recognized and respected at a very high level. But nevertheless, it's still going to boil down to those white chalk lines and that green pasture. And we're going to line up and we're going to have to play this game. He knows as well as I know. We're going to smile and laugh now. We're going to shake hands now and tell jokes. Come that Sunday. Come that Sunday. Boxing gloves are going on. We're going to put the mouthpiece in, and the bell's going to ring, and we're going to have to line up and fight. So I'm looking forward to it. And like I said, it's a wonderful thing. I'm very honored, and always have been impressed with Tennessee State, the fans, the boosters, the way you all represent yourself, the way the university, looks at the program, and the way Coach Reed and his staff represent Tiger Nation. So from the Hornet Nation, we're honored and we're grateful and thankful for this opportunity.
Wow. I should have gone first. But this is something, like Brian said, it's not new to Ego. It's not his John Merritt Classic. You know, the last time he was here in the Classic, they took the trophy home. And I happened to be watching the video on, I think the Cat Eye Network or something. All the players were holding that trophy, and I got hot. So, but this is, Brian is a guy that I've known for several years. You know, we used to recruit the same area down in Florida when he was at Lafayette, and, you know, we battled, trying to recruit players and whatnot, and he's a class individual, and he's going to bring up a well-coached football team. I know that. Playing in the John Merritt Classic is huge. You know, being able to have a name, say, game that is such a huge football figure in not only in Nashville but nationwide. You know, anytime you have John Merritt's name attached to something, you know it's special. With all the players that he coached, with all of the games that he won, and what he stood for as a person, as a man, it is really humbling just to be able to represent this university in a game like this. So I would like to thank Mr. Gray for all the work that he's done over the years, just keeping this thing going and putting on the Class Classic. I'd like to thank Ms. Phillips for always bringing in a quality opponent for us to be able to go up against. And we've done fairly well in these John Merritt Classics. You know, we don't lose a whole lot of them. And I want to say that this is probably, with Bethune coming in and beating us, that left a sour taste in our mouth. And now this sucker had to go to Alabama State and we got to face him again. But like I said, I know he's competitive. He's got some Superman cufflinks on right now. And if y'all don't know about Brian, now Brian, I mean, he fights MMA, so he got his Superman cufflinks on, but I hope this is kryptonite, James. We can counteract that, but I'd like to thank my coaches for being here. Would all my assistant coaches please stand? I'd like to thank everybody for being here. I see we have, everybody from mayoral candidates in the room to former band directors to former drum majors to athletic staff. So just thank everybody for being here and supporting this event. And we hope that this is going to be a huge event for not just Tennessee State and Alabama State, but for the city of Nashville. Hopefully we can get behind this classic and make it one of the better classics in the country. And I don't think that we could bring a better opponent into play than a team like Alabama State. And obviously, we went down there last year. We did not fare as well. I hope that the air stops working in their locker room like it did ours last year. He wasn't there. My man wasn't there last year, so I don't know if he wasn't privy to that. But we're going to have some fun with this thing. Just like we were talking about in the green room back here earlier, I told him I'm glad we're getting this out of the way now because, last time we played him in Daytona Beach, I grabbed Brian as he was walking around the field. He didn't want to talk. He didn't want to see me, but I ran up to him and shook his hand and we beat him. So when they came down here, I didn't see him because he didn't want me to touch him again. I'm sure maybe some luck rubbed off, but he's a competitor. I'm a competitor. We're familiar with each other's staff, guys on the staff. So it's going to be a heck of a game, and we hope that everybody comes out and supports it. And once again, like A.B. Hines said, I would like to just recognize a moment of silence for Wallace Dewey, who was a heck of a person in our program with sports information. I texted DRC and told him of his passing since he nicknamed Dominique Roger Camargo DRC. And, those guys really, he sent out a heartfelt text to the family. And I just want to remember him with a moment of silence. All right, thank you. And for our president and her absence, I know she wanted to be here today, Dr. Glover. I'm glad she's not here because a lot of smack talking starts going on when it's I know that she wanted to be here. And Dr. Glover, the only thing you tell me is just win. So that's what we have planned on September the 6th, and I know that's what Brian has planned. And guys, you're going to see a heck of a game on September the 6th. So get your popcorn ready, as T.O. would say, and get ready for a show because both teams are going to bring it. And I see our aristocratic bands. I see those drum majors back there. And I know they've been watching that little Alabama State special and all of that. And I watch these guys out there because I walk from the track every morning. And those guys out there running stadiums, bleachers, and running up and down the track. So the band is getting ready too. So get ready for what is coming. John Merritt Classic, September 6th. Thank you.
I can listen to these two coaches all afternoon. Kind of slicker and boiled over, aren't they? They know how to say it. They know how to do it. I'll tell you what I'd like to do is I'm ready to come up here a little bit and talk about the classic itself, and then if you I know media-wise, most of you guys probably want to do one-on-ones, but otherwise there may be some people who have some questions. Otherwise, I'll throw a few things out to them, and we'll just talk a little bit, and then you guys can get your interviews afterward. But here's our chairman of the John Merritt Classic.
Rudy, I'd like to thank you for coming out and being with us today. Back when we were meeting earlier, Rudy said we had a lot in common. He has no hair, I have no hair. Coach Phillips said, well, you don't look like. I said, no, he looks like my grandfather. Really. So Rudy, thank you so much. As my brother would say, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. 17 years. 17 years. I had the pleasure of knowing the big man personally. I drive him around. I listened to him. I took care of him. And I tell you right now, he's saying, baby, they still talking about me. I want to thank our guests from the South. I've enjoyed meeting you today. Thank you for coming up. It means a lot to us, yes. We had the largest crowd when you were here before. And we're going to double that this time. I'm going to just go out and say double that, okay? All right, so please, let's be prepared for that Sunday evening. It's going to be a beautiful day. Coach Reed, you got your boys ready. I know they're coming in. Look forward to a great game. I want to thank my athletic director, who permits me to do a lot of things. Thank you, Coach. I want to thank the John Merritt Classic Committee. Please stand up. Please, please. We have been enduring this for and I could not be up here today if it was not for the labor of these young people. I said thank you. We have family here. I have family here today. Others have family here today. We will not call out any names. But I want to thank each of you for being here with us. I will call my friend Dr. Johnson. Dr. Johnson, how you doing? Thank you. Stand up, Dr. Johnson. Dr. Johnson, yes. Thank you very much. Now, I would like to, at this particular time, where is, come on, Nate. Now, this is my right hand right here. Nate is a guru in IT. All this is wonderful. He's got me up to snuff. Hell, I didn't even turn on the computer, but he. Come here, Coach. Yeah, you know.
I'm still a coach, I guess. Just want to say all that you do, Nashville and us, and we'll hear from you. Still after.
But I want Rudy to open up this right now. Those of us who, yeah. Give me this.
This up my hair.
Yeah, this You're not finished.
Oh, yeah, that's what, yeah.
Now, this is what Rudy and I wear. I wear these quite a bit, so Rudy, there you go. So I want to see that on TV.
Want to match on the grade.
I want you to see that on TV. All right, Rudy, I'm going to turn it back over because what we're going to do now, let me just give a little intro. We do have the opportunity for one-on-ones with the coaches, but that will not be in here. We're going to take them and move them out. Please feel free to come and look at our locker room, reception area. We also have a brief repast for you directly across the hall. Our one and only Tess is setting it up, so it'll be ready shortly. So Fanny Hall, hold on just a minute. We'll have you something to eat, okay? All right. All right, now, we're going to let Rudy take it back over. If you have any questions in here you want to ask, we're going to do it. Oh, I got to do this. We want to thank a whole lot of people, but Jack, stand up. Stand up, Jack. Jack furnished the food for us today. This is Jack from Jack's Barbecue. And one thing I have to do before I give it back to you, where is Sir Walter? There he is. Come step out just a minute, Walter. This is the general manager of this huge place, Walter Overton.
I tell you, first of all, thank you for this. I look especially good in free clothes. And if I'm your daddy, I was 15 years old. All right, let me Former athletic director here at Tennessee State University as well. I know you guys probably want to do the one-on-ones, right? So for the benefit of those folks that are here and just enjoy it, let me throw a couple of questions so we talk a little bit of football and you can do your thing. So let me ask Rod, boy, you lost a lot of people. You got a lot of young people. You lost a quarterback, Mike German. You've got a couple of guys battling for that. What's this young team going to look like?
I think it's going to be an exciting team. We do realize that we are young. Last year, some of you guys in the media have heard me say this before. We got a lot of guys hurt last year, and it hurt us. I think in our overall record, but it also allowed us to be able to play some young guys who ordinarily wouldn't have had an opportunity to play. And we had to start several freshmen last year, 16 ball games, which gained them some experience. So hopefully, with that experience and going through the spring and fall camp, we have matured some younger guys that can step up to replace Daniel Fitzpatrick. Those guys that are in the secondary, Pop Saunders, Ronnie Vincent, all those guys are gone. Nick Thrasher. We've got some young guys. We feel like we're extremely talented, and that's why you go out and recruit. These years come, and you don't want to say that you're rebuilding other than you're reloading. So guys are now having to step up and take ownership of this football team. And I think that you're going to see an exciting brand of football. You're going to see some young players that are getting after it, and you're going to see a well-coached football team.
Last year when you came from behind, trying to battle against Alabama State, German threw 61 passes, got you back in the game. So now, quarterback-wise, you got Ronnie Butler, you got O'Shea, Ackerman, Carter. Who's going to be your starting quarterback in that opening game?
That's hard to say at this point, really. It was a heck of a battle in the spring. Both of them bring different things to the table, so we're excited about our quarterback situation. As you guys well know, Butler led us to 8 wins in that playoff year. And, with Mike's injury last year, he didn't play as well as we thought he could have. And then Mike, you said we threw the ball 61 times. Anytime you throw the ball that many times, something good ain't happening. Because 3 things happen when you throw the football, and 2 of them bad. So we've got to be much more balanced than that in order to be effective as a team. But, the quarterback battle is what it is. It's going to come down to whoever performs the best and whoever can protect the football, and we rally around. So those guys both know what the situation is, and both of them have been really competitive, so we're excited to see that competition.
Most of us, probably if you've looked a little bit, Coach Jenkins comes in from Bethune-Cookman, 5 years, 46 wins, 14 losses, Coach of the Year 3 different times, got talent. Now he brings in, he's got a team, I think you've got like 14 starters coming back, 5 of them are SWAC preseason, all conference, so you've got some talent, but how do you handle a new team?
Well, we do got some talented young men that are returning, and the main thing, how we have a new team is just be consistent in our dealing with our young players. One thing that I've learned is young players want discipline. Young players want to be able to earn, your respect, and you want to be able to earn theirs. And they can see you consistent in your actions and daily activity with them, regardless if it's good or bad, and you can win them over. So thus far, we've been able to do that. My staff has done a phenomenal job in working with our players and getting our players on board and getting them to understand what our expectations are in our program. My athletic director has been very hands-off, allowing me to implement the system that I feel is best for our program. And our president has been very supportive in our efforts to get the program where everyone wants it to be. So with that being said, we've got a good group of young men who have proven that they want to do things the right way. They performed in the classroom exceptionally. We've had close to 40 guys this last semester with a 3.0 or better. We've had about 8 guys with a 4.0. And we've only had 12 guys with below a 2.5. So, what we're doing, and because of the support of our administration, we've been able to put our guys in a good position thus far.
Coach Reed wanted me to ask you if you wouldn't mind giving us the first 10 plays you're going to call in that.
It's something. I don't mind doing. I'm very open and I'm very helpful. I like to help people. Contrary to being misunderstood, I do like to help people. I've always helped. Rob. I've always helped him. So with the staff being here, and let me say this before I say that. I told you this back in the green room. I want it to be known. Congratulations on the new hire. I think you hired an exceptional football coach, an exceptional man. Unfortunately, I was unable to keep him at Alabama State, but I'm going on record and say, after the transition, anytime we placed a call to him, he helped us, and it showed me where his heart is as a person, as a man. And you hired a first-class individual. He's going to really help. So yeah, first 10 plays. Well, since we're going to be a wishbone and dive option team, we're going to see dive option to the right, dive option left, a little beer, and different things like that. So if that don't help, I'll just do it again.
Mel Hines, if you could, what kind of crowd are you going to bring up here?
Well, Hornet Nation is excited about coming to Nashville. As athletic director, I field phone calls about hotel rooms and how can we get tickets, and if I could put a number on how many calls a day I get, I believe we're gonna bring a crowd. I heard Uncle say that we're gonna double the crowd that we had 17 years ago, and I believe we're gonna try to pack our side of the stadium. So we go see what we gonna do. We go bring the band. We go bring the Stingettes. We gonna bring the honeybees. We gonna bring everybody. Might not be anybody left in Montgomery. I mean, as AD Phillips stated earlier, it was a great time when Tennessee State came to Montgomery last year, and you guys packed the house. Our stadium's not as big as the one you playing in, but you guys came and packed the house, so we just want to see if we can receive.
That'll be great. And Teresa, it's a powerful game. It sets the tone for the year, but it's also a happening, isn't it?
Oh, certainly. I mean, I'm going to be doing a lot of partying that weekend. I don't have to figure out the first 10 plays for either team. So,
do you need an Uber ride or anything?
Well, yeah. Something about that bridge, on the bridge event that gets me every year. But, there are going to be a lot of great activities. Let's just be honest. It's still it's the beginning of the school year, so our students are energetic, excited. They hadn't had their first serious exam yet, and our alumni have been bored probably because it's time to kind of gather and do some tailgating and things like that. So it is a great weekend. It's a fun weekend. It's a holiday weekend, and the game just makes it that much better.
That's great. Well, thank you to all four of you. Again, the media will be getting one-on-one interviews, I think, in the room in the back a little bit afterwards. But Coach Reed, Coach Jenkins, thank you for making the trip up here. Melvin Hines as well, and Teresa, it's always great. She could play some hoops, y'all. I covered her. She could do it. Yeah, that's good. So thank all of you for being here. Remember, September the 6th. And if Uncle Grady will get you fired up, where's my son? Is he late? Oh, he's sitting right over here. Have a great day, everybody. God bless.
Yeah, I really want to. Poor son. Yeah, no, that's what I was doing. Got the joke for a second. Yeah, I did. I'm looking over. See somebody else come in. That was good. In the locker room.
The 17th annual John A. Merritt Classic is on as the TSU Tigers take on the Alabama State Hornets. Sunday, September 6th in Nashville. The band, tailgating, concerts, parties, and more. It's a weekend you don't want to miss. For more information, log.
Welcome to Jack's Barbecue. I'm Jack Cawthon. If you're looking for a Nashville tradition, look for the Flying Pig sign over Broadway. Join us on our patio by the backstage door of the Ryman Auditorium. We feature 6 hickory smoked meats and 6 award-winning sauces. Visit our West Trinity Lane location with ample parking and drive-through. So come on down to Jack's Barbecue where the barbecue's smoking.
Test one, test one, test one, test one. And welcome back to Nissan Stadium. I'm Albert Dawson, the voice of Tennessee State University, and we're right in the middle of the 17th annual John A. Merritt press conference here. And with me is Dwayne Lewis, the sports information director at Alabama State. And Dwayne, the trash talking has already started. You heard it. It's going to be a great ball game between the Tigers and the Hornets.
Well, you had to expect the trash talk. Anytime you have two great institutions with passionate fan bases, two very competitive head coaches, as we heard, there'll be a little barb going back and forth. This is just the beginning. It's going to be a great weekend in Nashville. I know Hornet Nation's excited to come up 65 North into the Music City, and we're looking forward to a great weekend against Tennessee State.
The first time the teams matched up back in 1999, the Tigers, of course, won that ball game. 31,000 fans on hand for that contest, and we certainly hope that we'll have that same attendance or even better here for the game coming up in September.
Well, we're going to try to set a new record in the game on September 6th. That was mentioned. Uncle kind of put the challenge out there, try to double that crowd. It'd be nice if we can get 60,000. We'll take 35 to 40. It's going to be an outstanding game. We're very excited about our new head football coach and Brian Jenkins, the energy that he brings. We know Coach Reeves will have his team ready, and the fans, they're going to be excited as well.
What an interesting matchup. You've got 14 starters returning for the Hornets this year. Tennessee State will have a very young ball club, as Coach Reed mentioned earlier. That's going to make for an interesting setup.
It really is. When you go through the practice sessions and the reps and everything, but it's a little bit different when the lights come on live. So we'll see how both teams handle the inherent pressure of it. But we know they're going to be well coached and ready to go. A lot of work done during the summer and getting physically ready. Now the mental preparation will begin. We're practicing in about 10 days.
Well, Dwayne, thank you very much, and we look forward to an outstanding John Merritt Classic.
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. And fans, joining us now is Commissioner Beth DeBush, Commissioner of the Ohio Valley Conference. Always a pleasure to have her on board with us. As she makes her way in. Commissioner, good morning. How are you?
I'm terrific. Terrific. What a wonderful day and what good enthusiasm. I can't wait for the game.
Absolutely. Commissioner, it seems that just a few months ago we were wrapping up the 2014 season, and here we are in just a few days, we'll start 2015.
That's right. This summer goes by fast, but we are so excited for the start of football season. We just had OVC Media Day earlier this week, and now the John Merritt Classic press conference. It's here. It's just a matter of getting ready. And our office is busy working, as I know they are on TSU's campus and all the rest of the OVC schools.
John Merritt, the man as we call him, so many wonderful years at Tennessee State University, and as was said earlier, did a lot for TSU football, and well known throughout the community and throughout the nation. A fantastic individual.
Absolutely, and we really need to celebrate the accomplishments and that sense of history and tying everything together the way this is. This is a wonderful way to celebrate a life well led.
Well, as you mentioned, just finished the OVC Media Day earlier this week, and well attended, and just exciting times as far as football is concerned.
It's a great time for football. It's been a rise for all of the OVC relative to our football programs, as you well know, as of late. Gosh, TSU just in the playoffs just a mere 2 years ago, and I know hoping for the playoffs again this upcoming year. But the fact that we've had multiple teams in the playoffs for the past 5 years, we've had a great track record of having our student athletes selected for the NFL, 2 TSU student athletes just this past year. We can see OVC football on the rise and FCS football on the rise, and that's really important for this league, and I know it's important for TSU.
Absolutely, and really just want to recognize and thank you for your leadership. You've done a wonderful job with the OVC.
Well, you're too kind. I feel blessed and privileged every day to serve in this role and work on behalf of the fine institutions and these great student athletes.
Well, Commissioner, thanks again, and we're going to extend an invitation for you to join us on Saturday evening, September the 6th at 6 o'clock, Nissan Stadium, as we kick off the 2015 season at Tennessee State.
I will see you there. I'm excited. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and we're going to pause now, take a break, go to our stations for a message. You're listening to the OVC Digital Network.
Thank you. It's lovely to see you. Good to see you.
Hello? Hello? Hey. Hey. Hey, can you wake up? I'm trying to get some service here. Are you serious? Oh, so you just gonna get up and walk away?
And welcome back to Nissan Stadium, where we're right in the middle of the 17th annual John Ayers Merritt Press Conference. And we have with us Mr. and Miss Tennessee State University. Introduce yourselves to the listening audience.
Hi, greetings and salutations. I'm Tyra Laster, Miss Tennessee State University for the 2015-2016 academic school year.
And hello, I'm Devakio Brown, Mr. Tennessee State University 2015-2016.
Well, let's talk about how you got where you are now and the process, and congratulations to you. And you have a tremendous responsibility representing the institution.
Yes, I do. Well, I really got here just off of the grace of God, and most importantly, just being, kind to my student body and remembering the importance of being a TSU Tiger and the importance of, loving one another, being a big blue family and whatnot. And the legacy that I hold is tremendously big. I have huge shoes to fill, but I'm so excited and so welcomed to just be a part of it all. And it's just the past queens have been wonderful, and I hope to, continue that legacy with much grace.
I got here just by having passion and having faith with God on my side. Anything is possible. And the role is really big, but TSU is just something that I love. I wake up dreaming, thinking about what I can do as a Mr. Tennessee State University, and this game is a big deal. We've been talking to the SGA from Alabama State. They've been talking smack. We've been talking smack. The students are ready for the game, and we're just so excited.
Well, I'm really glad to hear that the students are ready for the game because their attendance is so very important. And I hope the same tradition continues this year, and that is for the freshmen to come out and dash onto the field with the football team.
They will.
Well, all right. Well, we're certainly looking forward to that. Are you a big football fan?
Yes, I am. I love the whole gist of it all. There's the Big Blue family part of it all. Of course, I can do a little better about keeping score or whatnot, but I just love the atmosphere, everything, the fans. Everybody's just excited and just pumped up for the game. I love it.
What's interesting about her is her mom graduated from ASU. So this is going to be interesting September 6th. It's going to be a good game. But I love football.
So we have got a family rivalry going here. Wow. Well, does Mom know who's going to win the game?
Of course she does. She knows Big Blue is going to win. We're not going to give a pat on the back when it's all over. But, TSU Tigers are coming, and they're coming hard. So.
Final question. Your major and what goals do you have for the future?
Well, my major is mass communications with a concentration in journalism, and I plan to be a creative director or to go on the TV shows by shadowing people in broadcasting major, anything with talk shows or journalism.
Same major, mass communications, focusing in journalism, maybe a news reporter, breaking news, and entertainment, PR.
Well, if today is any indication, you all have done extremely well. You're no stranger to a microphone. Well, thank you very much again, and good luck at Tennessee State.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we have another guest joining us. Thank you so much. That's Mr. and Miss Tennessee State University. We've got the prof himself, the man who has masterminded the Aristocrat bands for so many years. And I see him very often now. Both of us are retired, and we run into each other at the service station. But, Prof, so good to see you. And can you believe that we're just about to get another football season underway?
Yes, man, it's exciting. It's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. But, unfortunately, this will be the first John Merritt Classic that I'll miss. Have a family member getting married, so we'll be in Iowa that weekend. So,
well, we will certainly miss you as well. Let's talk about the Aristocrat bands and how you saw your role as far as football games and getting the fans involved, getting the team ready, and so forth.
Well, I'm a Tennessee State graduate and played in the band in 1958 to 62, and it was just a great honor for me to have the opportunity to come back here and work. It was not like a job. It was really a very enjoyable experience for me, and having the opportunity to work with all those wonderful young people that we worked with over the years, and being a part of such a great institution and TSU athletics, period. Football is just the happening at Tennessee State, and, I just enjoyed it so much, and we look forward to it as a major part of our year all the time.
Well, Prof, I let on a secret earlier. With all the preparation we do for the broadcast and everything, I'm not ready to go on the air until the Aristocrat band takes to the field. So now you know how significant you were to the broadcast as well.
Man, you can't have football without band. So they just go hand in hand, and we can't have band without football. So that's it.
All right. Well, Prof, we wish you well in your retirement, and I promise you that the next time I run into you, I'll try to be cleaned up and not dirty with my lawnmower clothes on. But thank you again.
Thank you.
All right. That's Prof, the man behind the band. We're going to take a break, go to our stations to recognize our sponsors, and join us for more activities here at the 17th Annual John Ayers Merritt Classic. You're listening to the OBC Digital Network.
The 17th Annual John A. Merritt Classic is on. TSU versus Alabama State. Sunday, September 6th in Nashville. Go to merrittclassic.com.
And then and your name?
Derek Green.
Derek Green. Okay. All right. And welcome back to the John Ayers Merritt press conference here at Nissan Stadium. And we have with us the 4 drum majors for the Tennessee State Aristocrat of Bands, and I'm going to ask you to introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Derek Green. I'm the current head drum major of the Fantastic Four.
Hi, my name is Emmanuel Scott, and I'm the only junior in the Fantastic Four.
Hey, I'm Stephen Muldrow, and I'm a senior.
Hello, my name is Corey Reed.
Well, Mr. Green, since you're the head drum major, I guess you get to be the sports person. Let's talk about how you're selected as drum major and what your responsibilities are.
Well, the selection process actually starts during the year. The band staff watches you, see how you matriculate through the band, test your leadership skills, and then towards the end of the spring semester, we have tryouts, which consist of an interview. You have to work out for a couple weeks with the drum major coordinator, and it culminates with a live audition in front of the whole school.
Well, let me commend you for the wonderful job that you all do day in, day out, representing Tennessee State University. The band is known throughout this state and throughout the country, throughout the world, in fact. And, you know, it's just really, it's a pleasure for me to watch you all perform on the field. And one of the things that you're known for is playing and marching at the same time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have to play and march. That's key in all of our shows. Because, I mean, if you march without playing, our band director always tells us you have to cater to 2 audiences. One audience that's deaf but can see and can't hear, and then the audience that can hear but can't see. So you have to cater to both.
Absolutely. Now, as drum majors, I know it has to be a challenge when the freshmen come in and for the first time they put on that uniform or they pound that drum for the first time. You know, what challenges do you have with the younger fellows coming in?
The only challenge, I guess, would be teaching them the style. Once we get them acclimated with the style and how we do things, how we operate as a band, then everything just falls into place.
All right. One final question. The formations. It has to be difficult learning those. You know, you're dealing with 100 yards, and a lot of fans don't appreciate that until you go out on the field and you look at the distance from one goal post to the other. That's a lot of territory, but you guys handle it well, and you do an outstanding job with the formation.
You know, it's funny, when I was actually in high school, I wondered the same thing. How do they do those difficult formations? But when you actually get on the field, be a part of the band, and they hand out the drill charts, it's a piece of cake.
Well, Mr. Green, I'm going to give you a golden opportunity to say what you want to say to the fans in preparation for the John Merritt Classic.
John Merritt Classic, first game of the season. Alabama State is going down.
All right, there is Derek Green, the head drum major for Tennessee State University, and he has just issued a challenge to the Alabama State Hornets. And thank you guys for joining us here this afternoon. We're going to pause again for another break, go to our stations for a message. You're listening to the OVC Digital Network.
Hello? Hello? Hey, can you wake up? I'm trying to get some service here. Are you serious? Oh, so you just gonna get up and walk away?
Welcome to Jack's Barbecue. I'm Jack Cawthon. If you're looking for a Nashville tradition, look for the Flying Pig sign over Broadway. Join us on our patio by the backstage door of the Ryman Auditorium. We feature 6 hickory smoked meats and 6 award-winning sauces. Visit our West Trinity Lane location with ample parking and drive-through. So come on down to Jack's Barbecue where the barbecue's smoking.
And welcome back to Nissan Stadium. We're preparing for the 17th annual John Merritt Classic, and have with me Mr. Melvin Hines. And Mr. Hines, tell us your role at the university, and then we're going to talk some football.
Well, thank you for having me, Mr. Dawson. I'm the athletic director at Alabama State University, and we are just excited about coming up to play in the 17th John A. Merritt Classic.
Well, I'll tell you, looking back to 1999, that was the biggest crowd ever. We had, for the John Merritt Classic, over 31,000 people. The following year, we didn't do too bad either. We had over 21,000 on hand. And they've already issued challenges to you guys about the Hornet Nation traveling. How many do you think are coming up?
Well, you know, I've been asked that question, and I think right now, we got about 100 buses coming up for the game. You know, now that may be a little far-fetched. It may be more like between 50 and 75, but, you know, if we can get 100 buses coming, that's about 50 people per bus. That's 5,000 people right there. That's just not talking about the ones coming in their cars.
Well, I'll tell you, looking back at the history of the two institutions, it's just wonderful that we have you guys coming for the John Merritt Classic, and really, really looking forward to it. And the game last year was a wonderful game. Unfortunately for Tennessee State, we didn't come out on the best end of the score, but very nice stadium, venue there, and let us commend you for putting together a fine facility. And we're looking forward to having you come this way.
Well, thank you. You know, that game last year was very exciting. That was our president's inaugurational weekend, so it was huge that we win that football game. But it was a great time. We're glad Tennessee State came down to spend that great time for our president being installed as the new president, first female president of Alabama State. So we look forward to coming up. Like I joked earlier, you know, hopefully we can have the same outcome when we come, we win again. But I think it's going to be an exciting ball game. And I think for the two institutions, the history of the institutions, especially with both of them having female presidents and what both Tennessee State has meant for the state of Tennessee, what Alabama State has meant for the state of Alabama, you know, and to bring those two in time together, I think it's a perfect marriage. And hopefully, you know, it's something that we can continue a contest in football in the future.
Absolutely, and of course, Coach Rod Reed and Coach Brian Jenkins, no strangers to each other, a very strong relationship there, and a strong rivalry.
Yes, I didn't know how deep the rivalry was until we were sitting in the green room and talked about all the paths that had crossed. You know, coaches meet all the time on the road, from recruiting, different coaches they meet, and I mean, I think it was a great friendship between the two, and that's what college athletics is all about. Especially, you know, you talk about a lot of the great coaches on any level. You know, they have friendships at these other institutions. And the only time they're not friends is for 60 minutes when that ball goes up in the air. Before the game, everybody's fine. After the game, everybody be fine. But for 60 minutes, they have to be adversaries.
Absolutely. The Hornets and the Tigers coming up September the 6th, 6 o'clock p.m., Nissan Stadium. It's going to be a good one.
We'll be ready.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, and look forward to a great ball game.
All right. Thanks for having me.
You're quite welcome. Now we have my very, very good friend, Howard Gentry, joining us here for the telecast now. And Howard, we go back a long, long way.
A long way, man.
That's right.
When you used to put diapers on me, that was a long time ago.
Well,
See, you don't know what to say.
That's right. That's right. It's very seldom that I'm speechless. But Howard, we do go back a long way. Broadcasted together for quite some time. John Ayers Merritt meant so much to, and still means so much to football. Talk about the man.
Well, you know, John Merritt was one of a kind. He just was, and people can say what they want to say about this person is like John Merritt. No, he was one of a kind. I met him when I was probably 8, 9 years old. Might have been younger. I was his mascot growing up, and I wore 00. He was my idol. But what's more impressive is the fact that John Merritt could look at somebody and determine whether they could be a great football player. I didn't say a good football player, a great football player. And they could take that somebody and mold them into a great athlete. And he used body size. He used their mentality. And then John Merritt had the charisma to be able to convince you that you could be the greatest. And, you know, Big John used to say that he wasn't the X and O guy. He was the head coach. And then he had Joe Gillum and Coleman as his X and O guys. And he was the leader. And he was able to consistently pull off amazing seasons for TSU for 20 years. Never had a losing season, national championships galore, and sent just over 100 players, almost 200 players to the NFL. I mean, who does that?
And Howard, he had that charisma. He was able to go into a young man's living room, talk to a grandmother or mother or whatever, and convince that person to come to Tennessee State. And, that's almost a lost art now.
Well, I tell you what, he could convince them to come to TSU and convince the parent that they should come to TSU. I'll never forget, we went on a recruiting trip one time, and Big John knew that the parents were religious, or the grandmama was very religious. And as soon as he walked through the door, he went down on his knee and said a prayer, and he just knew what to do, and he was able to really get the job done in many ways. And not only did he grow athletes, but he grew people, and he's an icon.
This is the 17th year for the Classic, and every year, as you know, it gets better and better.
It does. I mean, 17 years. When we first started it, and I was a part of the beginning, you were too. I mean, we were all part of it. We were just worried that we could take a home game, which this is, and turn it into something bigger. But just by putting John Merritt's name on it, it became bigger. And so what they have done now, they have created a huge home game, and it has survived 17 years. And people, I don't think they think about it. We put Classic on it because it is a classic, but there are very many schools that can have a home game and have the classic atmosphere and the classic outcome, and they've been able to do it for 17 years, and it just gets bigger and better.
Absolutely. Well, Howard, I'm retired now. Are you staying busy?
I am staying busy. I'm running for mayor, and that keeps me busy, and I won't be able to retire for a long time with these little ones still running around, but the fact is I'm glad you haven't retired from what your true love is, and that is broadcasting for TSU. I mean, I know I go back 30 years, and the majority of my 30 years was with you in some capacity on the radio, so I don't even want to start counting your years. But don't retire from this, because we won't know what to do without your voice and without you being a part of it.
Well, make sure that our athletic director hears that.
I will. I think she was in earshot.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Well,
and
thank you.
And very good to see you again. And you're welcome to join us on the broadcast at any time.
Well, thank you. You'd like to have the Mayor of Nashville on the radio?
Yes.
You can do that this football season.
All right. Howard Gentry, Tennessee State University, and my good friend.
All right. Thank you.
Well, fans, that's it for the 17th Annual John Ayers Merritt Press Conference. Thank you for joining us, and again, a reminder that the game will take place on September the 6th at 6 p.m. in Nissan Stadium. That's the game between the Tigers and the Hornets. Have a great afternoon.
The 17th Annual John A. Merritt Classic is on. TSU versus Alabama State. Sunday, September 6th in Nashville. Go to merrittclassic.com.